So guys, the election tribunal has decided to merge all the petitions that are before them. We know that currently we have Peter Obi's petition, Atiku's petition. There is another petition from another political party, meaning we have 3 different petitions before the election tribunal, and the election tribunal is suggesting to merge all those petitions together so that it will help them to speed up the process. Tinubu and Shettima are kicking against that. So the head of the judges gave his reasons. He said since all these petitions are against the same person, as in against Bola Ahmed Tinubu and against the same election, the presidential election, and we all know that in one way or the other these petitions are similar, as in, so the judges are saying that they want to merge all the petitions together so that the hearings can come together and we won't be having all this adjournment all the time, and that will equally help to speed up the process. But you can see that if these petitions are to be heard differently, it means that it's going to take a whole lot of time. All the adjournments that have been happening recently, like the judges will say, okay, on Monday it will be for Peter Obi, next week it will be for Atiku. They will just keep adjourning, then it's going to take a whole lot of time. So they want these things to be brought together so that if the court proceeding is happening today, it's going to be for all the parties, as in all of them will be heard simultaneously, as if they are just one petition. That is what the judges are suggesting. But you can see that Tinubu and Shettima are kicking against that. So guys, let's watch out to see how this plays out. So guys, in addition to this, just take a look at some of the happenings on the social media platforms. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.
BBC special report on President Muhammadu Buhari, 8 years in office, has described both tenures as a legacy of kidnapping, inflation and debt. Although they say security got better with President Muhammadu Buhari, however, the gains were again eroded by the emergence of equally violent groups in other parts of the country under him, as his government ran out of ideas. So part of what they say is that Nigeria's public debts could pass $150 billion this year. When he took over office, it stood at a little over $60 billion. That's double plus. His borrowing spree has drawn warnings from the World Bank that Africa's largest economy was using 96% of its revenue to service debts. Also, it says Mr. Buhari's integrity was also imposed by his frequent medical trips to the UK, despite spending large sums to refurbish a clinic in the presidential villa. Also part of it says that currently 1 in 3 Nigerians who want to work are unable to find a job. Before Mr. Buhari took over office, that figure was less than 1 in 10. The government has blamed a drastic drop in oil prices in its early days, the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia's war in Ukraine. And finally, as a part we are taking, it says as he leaves office, Mr. Buhari's handling of the Nigerian economy will most likely be remembered for his botched attempt earlier this year at redesigning the local currency, that's Naira. An otherwise rudimentary exercise descended into chaos as scarcity of the new Naira note, which have now almost disappeared, resulted in untold hardship for millions in the country who relied on cash for basic needs. Over to some reactions now. Obina is saying that what a scorecard for a president and his party, the APC, that promised change and fighting insecurity and corruption, delivered the exact opposite, including enabling rigging of his successor. Isn't it incredible and very unlikely that a party with such record can be re-elected? And more reaction from Lemon, who says legacy of kidnapping, inflation, debt, fuel subsidies, scam, collapsed Naira, energized corruption, bigotry, nepotism, hypocrisy, fraudulent election, disunity, ethnic cleansing, etc. The bar has never been this low in governance in Nigeria. Also reacting to that is Deep Fake, who says despite his shortcomings, he still stands among the very best that had the interest of his nation at heart. From north to south, east to west, he is the only one that has rejuvenated our infrastructure. Upon this project, comment commerce will thrive, revenue and employment will come. And lastly, reacting to that is Jagaban Olu, who says, the minute you see the name of the author of this article, Onduka Ujomo, you know he would lack truth and objectivity. And to another story, the governor of Zamfara State, Mohammed Matawale, has accused the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission boss, Abdurrashid Bawa, of demanding $2 million bribe from him to shelf the 70 billion naira corruption allegation against him. In an interview, Matawale said he has receipts of the conversation asking Bawa to consider also investigating the presidency instead of focusing solely on governors. Part of what he said is that it is not just to always blame governors. It is not only governors who have treasury. The federal government also has. What does the EFCC boss do to them? As he is claiming he has evidence on governors, let him also show the world evidence of those at the federal level. He continued to say that if he exits office, that if Bawa leaves office, people will surely know that he is not an honest man. I have evidence against him. Let him vacate office. I am telling you, within 10 seconds, probably more than 200 people will bring evidences of bribe he collected from them. He knows what he requested from me, but I declined. He requested a bribe of $2 million from me, and I have evidence of this. He knows the house we met. He invited me and told me the conditions. He told me governors were going to his office, but I did not. If I don't have evidence, I will not say this. Well, responding in a series of tweets, the EFCC is also asking Matawale to go ahead and provide the evidence he is claiming to have. And it says if Matawale will be taken seriously, he should go beyond cyber rattling by spilling the beans, provide concrete evidence as proof of his allegations. And then he says, but despite the irritation of his phantom claims, the commission will not be drawn into a mud fight with a suspect under its investigation for corruption and unconscionable pillage of the resources of the state. Now, over to some reaction. Tofik is saying that why is it that it is when law enforcement agents are after them that they suddenly have evidence against the agency? Why didn't he say this before? And is the one asking EFCC to probe Buhari's ministers. Comrade Okeke is saying that, but when it comes to all these politicians, tell me how many has the EFCC convicted that are in jail? We are really playing in this country. For a governor to accuse the EFCC boss, I believe they have something they are hiding. And also commenting on that is Chijoke Godwin, who says, we don't expect the system to come on Twitter to be making case for the boss. If the EFCC must maintain his reputation at this time, the best thing to do is for the chairman to step aside and submit himself for investigation in the face of this serious allegation. And Blessed is thinking that everyone must be probed. We don't need or we don't trust any of you. Both Matawale and your chairman should be probed because the level of corruption under this regime is the worst the world has ever seen. Away from that, in Congo, the Minister of Primary, Secondary and Technical Education in Congo, Tony Unwaba Kazadi, has impregnated his deputy minister, Aminetu Namasha. The two of them are married to separate spouses, and the minister says the pregnancy is an accident as that wasn't the plan. According to reports, they developed feelings for each other as they work together in the Education Ministry of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Now, some reactions by Congolese are saying that wow, it's great to see that our government officials are committed to working hard and creating new things at work, like little baby bureaucrats. And also reacting to that is the All-Father, who says, occupational hazard, congratulations to them and their spouses. And Biggie says, oh, it happens. Sometimes you go for a meeting at the boardroom and accidentally fall on each other. Their safety managers should step up and do the job well. More reactions from Sweet Angel, who says they worked on a project together and got positive result. To our final story today, a 6-year-old girl in Kano State, Sherifat Usman, is currently fighting for her life at a medical facility after she was badly stabbed in her stomach by a female neighbor who suspected that Fatima's father was advising her husband to get a second wife. Fatima Malam is the woman's name. She's currently nowhere to be found, and her husband is claiming that she is mentally deranged, but the police say that they are on top of the matter. Fatima was said to have gotten a kitchen knife, lured her unsuspecting young victim to an uncompleted building where she stabbed her multiple times without break until she thought the girl was dead. Now, according to passers-by who found Fatima, it was a cry that attracted them to her rescue. And this is what one of the neighbors said, that on their way to Mariri, Fatima bought a kitchen knife on credit. She took Sherifat to an uncompleted building where she stabbed her severally in her stomach without the sole intention, or with the sole intention, to kill her. Fatima wanted to kill Sherifat vengeance because she felt her, that Sherifat's father, was the one instigating her husband to get a second wife. Fatima has been acting strange in recent times. Sometimes, some weeks back, she brought out a pistol one evening, threatening that she would kill somebody if her husband eventually takes another wife. Well, in a similar development, Chinaza Anemem from Anambra State has also been injured with a knife by someone she calls her auntie. Now, according to the report, the man who said, who made the video, reported that inflicted pain is the daily bread of Chinaza in that area. So let's see the video now, and then we call it a day on Kakaki Social today.
Over your body. What happened to you?
My auntie pierced knife for me.
Your auntie?
Yes.
Used what?
Knife.
To pierce your body?
Yes.
Is that so?
Yes.
Can we see the place? Wonderful. That is wonderful. What did you do?
Because I don't wash bag, she used knife and pierced me.
Because you don't wash bag?
Yes.
She now used knife to pierce your body?
Yes.
Wow. As a parent, may not be able to take care of ourselves or the children that God has given us, will now give them out into slavery. You can imagine this girl. This is not the first time. I am a concerned neighbor. This girl is subjected to inhuman treatment, gross child abuse.
So guys, one of the things that was said in this video is the legacy that Buhari will be leaving behind. What do you think about Buhari's administration? What do you think about the state of insecurity, our debt profile? What do you think about the business environment in Nigeria? What do you think about the exchange rates? What do you think about inflation? What do you think about the corruption level in Nigeria? What do you think about the money that was borrowed? You know, all the money that this administration borrowed from the IMF, from China, and from other bodies, from the European groups and all that. What do you think about all this? Generally, if you were asked to rate the Buhari's administration, what would be your rating? What would be your rating? Do you think Nigerians are happy with where they are today, or do you think Buhari has taken us backward? Please don't forget to drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I beg you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell for more uploads, give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comments.